Ares enters Greek myth with a strange disadvantage for a god so powerful. He is feared, but he is rarely admired. Zeus is king. Athena is wisdom in armor. Apollo brings measure, music, and deadly precision. But Ares arrives like the part of war that no one can fully defend. Not strategy, not justice, not discipline. The collision itself, the shouting, the blood. The moment when order gives way to impact. He is war when it stops pretending to be noble. He is battle lust, violence, panic, and the force that makes men rush forward before they have even finished thinking. And yet, he is not a minor figure. He is the son of Zeus and Hera, an Olympian, a god who stands inside the center of the divine family itself. That matters. Because Greek myth is not saying violence comes from outside the human world, as if it were some foreign contamination. It is saying something more disturbing. Violence is woven into reality deeply enough to have a throne on Olympus. Ares is often contrasted with Athena, and the contrast is essential. Athena represents intelligence in war, planning, skill, defense, timing, control. Ares represents the raw surge of battle, force without proportion, courage sliding into savagery, the intoxication of conflict. Where Athena makes war intelligible, Ares makes it contagious. This is why, in Homer, even the gods do not speak of him with much affection. He is useful in war, but usefulness is not the same thing as honor. They denied that power deserves reverence simply because it can kill. The Iliad gives Ares one of his clearest and most revealing roles. There, he is not merely present in war, he is almost the pulse inside it. He sides with the Trojans, rushes into battle, and fills the field with terror. He is accompanied by figures like Deimos and Phobos, fear and panic. Because war, in Greek thought, is never just metal striking metal. It is psychological collapse. It is the spreading of dread from one body to another. And yet Homer does something extraordinary. He lets Ares be wounded. Diomedes, aided by Athena, drives his spear into the god of war himself. Ares bellows and flies up to Olympus in pain. Then comes one of the most important moments in his mythology. Zeus does not console him tenderly. Zeus rebukes him. The father of gods and men treats Ares not as the glorious heart of heroism, but as the embodiment of what is most hateful in endless strife. The same logic appears elsewhere. In the Odyssey, Ares is caught in adultery with Aphrodite, trapped in a net forged by Hephaestus and displayed before the gods in ridicule. Again, myth refuses to let him stand untouched in heroic grandeur. The swift god of battle is overcome by cunning and exposed through spectacle. Force alone is not sovereign, not in heaven, not even in scandal. If Athena tells us how civilization tries to master conflict, Ares reminds us that conflict is never fully mastered. That is why his mythology is filled with paradox. He is a god of enormous force, yet he is repeatedly restrained. The Iliad giants bind him and shut him in a bronze jar for 13 months until Hermes frees him. Even the god of battle can be immobilized. Even violence can be trapped. This is a remarkable image. It suggests that war is not only what bursts loose, it is also what societies fear, contain, delay, and lock away. Never forever, but for a time. So what is the final epiphany of Ares? Not that war is glorious. Greek myth is far too intelligent for that. And not that war is unreal or merely the failure of better men. Ares exists because the Greeks understood something permanent. Human beings are drawn to force even when they know what force does. We admire courage. We romanticize conquest. We thrill at impact, victory, domination, revenge. And then we stand in the aftermath and call the ruin tragic, as if ruin had arrived from somewhere else. Ares is the mythic refusal of that innocence. That is why Ares endures. Not because the Greeks loved him most, but because they recognized him too clearly. The part of human nature that mistakes power for truth. And that is the warning Ares leaves behind. The greatest danger in war is not only the enemy before you. It is the moment violence stops being a tool and becomes a desire.